Hello, everyone. So today I was doing a thing here just now where I was, move away microphone, you're a bit in the way. So I was doing something here just now where there's two things I want to do today. Well, they're kind of the same, but I was playing around with my little, whatever it is here, some kind of top-down adventure game thingy. And since my atlas packing, I have the whole game in an atlas, alright. So we have this kind of thing here. We have my atlas that looks like this. Very nice, a bit fuzzy here because I zoom in this thing that doesn't do nearest neighbor scaling. So you have my tiles here, and you have the player, and you have a font, and you have these things here. Hello chat. Wait, I forgot to pop out the chat. This is every single live stream I do starts with me forgetting the chat. Put it on my window. There we go. Hello Level 0 and Justin. So I was just now sitting here with this game here open, and I was actually editing in A-Sprite these things. So if I paint a bit in this green here, save it, then currently, because this is all put into an atlas, you can kind of see these, you can sort of see these different tiles being here in the atlas, but they're kind of splattered out in the atlas like that. Yeah, but that atlas compilation happens as part of my build step, and also it actually creates some metadata that is compiled. This atlas.odin is created and compiled as part of the game, so I can't really reload atlas without recompiling and hot reloading right now. But also it would be quite cool to be able to just we're just gonna experiment, right, with maybe making it so that if I change a .odin file, then the game, because I can do that right now using hot reload if I want to. Like, I can go to here's the clear background. I can change this to 0 here, hot reload, and then the background here changed color. That's funny. So I can do that. It would be interesting. And there you see the color I put into in here. So there's two different things here going on, right? But they're sort of the same, because the atlas is generated when I run build.zig. That must be part of some library I pulled in. Game, what's it called? Build hot reload. This one. This file runs build atlas builder, and then it runs the atlas builder, and then it builds the game. The atlas builder outputs atlas.odin that is compiled as part of the game. So in order to reload the atlas, I must reload the game. So I was thinking we can start with making it maybe so that whenever I change an Odin file, it automatically recompiles the game. That might actually be less useful than the one I actually want, which is that I can edit, like for example this tile set, and it recompiles the game so that the atlas gets hot reloaded. I'm also thinking, as an extension of that, perhaps making it so that maybe as an extension I can make it so that maybe I could put the atlas code in a separate hot reloadable thingy. So it is actually the game DLL, and then there's sort of the atlas stuff that's a separate thing, because then I could just like hot reload the sort of atlas DLL plus and then reload the image of it, and that should be fine, I think. So yeah, let's maybe try doing that. So we'll start with the Odin files. So we're just gonna make like the most stupid thing here, where we maybe constantly poll the like change state of the Odin file somehow. Not really sure how yet, but let's see. So where do we start with this? So I have in this folder here are the Odin files that are compiled as part of the game DLL. If any of these change, then I want to just essentially run the batch file build hot reload, and then this will actually, the game itself will notice that and it will work. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, hello Jakob. Yeah, Jakob says it would be nice if the Odin compiler could be used as a library. Yeah. Yeah, there's already an Odin, what's it called? And there's already a Odin parser in the core library, but that one can just reason about the source code, but it would be cool. Maybe that's, if the Odin compiler became self-hosted, maybe it would be easier. I guess it maybe would be possible anyways, even if it wasn't, but anyways. Let's see. So how do I get a nice list of all my Odin files that I can... It's almost like I must... Maybe I need to have like a pre-build step, like a generator that generates a list of all the Odin files with the modification date in there, and then I can just compare, look at each file, check the current modification date, compare, and if anything is different, then I just trigger the reload. Then it's done. But I think an easier way is actually to just, well, let's do the easy simple way first, which is, well, it's maybe not simpler, but it's sort of, we just look in a directory of the exe, because my exe currently sits in the same exe as the Odin files, which is a bit of a hack to look at that, but yeah, like Jakob says, can't wait for the tilde backend to be 10x faster compile times. Yeah, so Ginger Bill is making a new backend. Well, no, he's using the tilde backend to make a new, what's it called? What's the thing between the backend and the compiler? He's gonna use the tilde backend anyways, so you can use that as an alternative to LLVM. I'm thinking, no, let's do it semi-proper. Let's make a little program that generates code instead. That's more fun. So we shall make a new file here inside the folder here, and we call it, or we can just use the, we could use the Atlas builder to do that, but nah. So what am I doing? I want to make a folder. Let's make a new folder and call it It's weird because I also want this for... So what I want later is to also do this, which is my main use case actually, to use it if the A sprite file changes. We can call it file monitor builder or something. It's not really a monitor, but file version builder. File version builder.odin. So here's a new thing, and we can just look at Atlas builder maybe. How that one? I mean, it doesn't. It's nothing special, this generator. So I just want to generate. I just want to make a program like this. Here's a small program. What this program will do when it's run is that it will steal some more code from Atlas Builder. We'll steal this proc. This is all I need really, this proc here. And then I think maybe there's a proc like this in the core library these days, but who cares? Okay. All file. So this one will look in the current directory where it runs, which will be here, and look for all the Odin files, and then it will make a record of all of them, their absolute file name, plus the version, the modification date they had when this program ran, and then I can compare. I can just fetch the modification date in the running program, and if it's different, then I trigger a recompile. Tada! Dear path to file infos in this path. Okay, this one is gonna need some. This one is gonna need some core OS stuff, and then. How did I do in here? This one. Yeah. So I checked these are file infos, these. So they have the name. If it is .odin, then I will do some stuff here. I've talked about this before. I wonder if there's a better way to do this. Like the way I do it in the Atlas builder to generate code is just to print it like this. I don't know. I'm gonna do that again. File version. And then we say tpath is a string. And then we need the modification date somehow. Where is that? I have that. In main hot reload, I look at modify. This is a file time. That might not. It's an int 64. Okay. Not sure how that's gonna, because I compiled this and then look at it later. Maybe it will work. So we say modification time is an os.file time. Remove these guys. So I have the path there. So what we're doing here is we're just going to make a list of these guys. And then we are gonna when we run the game, we'll check against those. I don't know if this is the best way to do this, but we'll see. And this file, of course, that I am generating will need some. It needs to say package game, but it will also need an import. Import core OS. This is some funny meta shenanigans here. It really feels much more like meta programming when one is generating code somehow, because it's like such a funny thing to write code that generates more code. Let's see. So here we have now we're making a list of all the file versions like this. You can even put this down here. Then we just say path equals, can I get the absolute path to this thing instead of full path? Okay, sure. Because I prefer to have that, I think. And then modification time equals some value that I will figure out. And then it's a.fullPath and then it's mod time. Right. So now we just need to fetch the modification time. We will steal that from my hot reload code again. How did I do that? OS last time by name. Stealing some code there from my own code. Okay, so this is mod error equals error none. If we just continue, and in that case we can go here and say mod. And this needs to be like an fprintf because we have a, and these, since it's a print format string, these have a special meaning. So you put a double one to get the single one. And now the code blew up. What is the officer problem? I don't know. What we'll do now is we will go here and we will build a file version builder, and then we will run file version builder like that, and these two lines just make sure it actually works. See, we got some compile errors in here. Oh, I don't have FMT, of course. Bam, bam. Oh, there's no file to print to either. La 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 la. La 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 la. Atlas builder. File version builder. Okay, here we go. File versions.odin. Doop. Let's see. Strings. Strings. Right, this one needs to be escaped. Then I think instead of doing this, I think you do £Q and it will quote it for you. Look, it did nicely here. So do you see here it has already built this is my file version.odin now. It has, this is generated from this stuff here. I mean, it's not compiling yet, but that's just because I'm missing a comma probably here. There you go, now it compiled. So now my game, I think it just hot reloaded now. So now it has all the, now it has the file version global here that it can use, because this is in the same folder as the game. So these things are now available. So what we can do now, this will be very simple, I think. What we go do now, we go to game and we go to like update somewhere, I don't know, the game update. Maybe just at the top here or something. We say for f in file versions, what's they called? Yeah, file versions. Yeah, then we need to get the modification data again and check the difference somehow. I'm again gonna just look a bit in my, where is it? I don't know, the Atlas, no, main hot reload. Right. Oh yeah, I just need to do this stuff again. So I will take f.path, and then I will say like mod if mod, and then we check the error here. So this is assigns both these, and then this is the actual check if this is not os dot. Well, you don't need to write os dot. What is this os dot error none? You don't need that. You don't need that. If mod is not equal to file dot modification time, I think. What? Because I don't have import core OS in here. Ugh, confused. Last write time by name. Yeah, I agree with Justin in the chat that like if you have walked to a specific place in your game that maybe takes 30 seconds to walk to, and at that point there's a specific gameplay thing and you're like doing a thing over and over, and it's like some code that you can easily hot reload. If you can do that, then it's gonna be so much easier for you to iterate on that. And the game is, I mean, your game is gonna become better because it was easier for you to, like, you're not gonna get tired of tweaking it as quickly. So your game is actually gonna be better because of it, I think. Also for making like editor tools, being able to like push around buttons, like because you often like, oh, it's 1 pixel off, and then you're kind of like poking around that stuff. It's I think my previous game I wouldn't have made it if I didn't have hot reload, because it would have been too annoying to make. What is going on here? Why don't I? Okay, let's look at, this is a problem when there's another problem on the line, then the actual undeclared name OS. But where was this? Oh, it wasn't main hot reload, I did it. Whoops. Oh, this doesn't work because this is not done. This is actually not enum, I think. So where I changed that somewhere else also. Error none. Okay, whatever. Okay. So now let's see. Please recompile v changed. Let's do print like this with a new line and then say f.path. Okay, so here is our game running, and if I make a change to this one now, wait, I wanted to have this. This is the console that will print my things. I put that always on top. Didn't work. Let me do this. Wait, no, I mean in this. Oh wait, this is the problem, that the error should be none. Probably gonna work now. So I do that. Oi, okay, they are constantly wrong. It's going mad here. Why though? Why are they different? Let's do this and this, and then f dot modification time and mod, which print both, and just to see how they are different. Oh wait, I put this too far away. And I'm just gonna hot reload away this line so it stops printing. I can, there we go. Perhaps this what is this modification time counted from? Is it from the start? What is this number even? Is this a Unix timestamp or something? What is current Unix time? No, it's not. So what is this? What am I getting here? It's almost... It's almost correct. Yeah, all these are different. So if I compile this, does this change every time? Yep, they do. Okay, so that tells me that this modification time, I can't put it in a file because it is... I could probably have figured this out. Myself somehow. But yeah, so what, how fast your game, like what chat is talking about the compile times, how fast your game compiles and how fast it starts is not the important stuff. The important stuff is when you're set your game up in a specific state, you're at a specific screen that takes a few seconds to get to, and being able to work at that point and just iterate at that point. That's the important part. And that will save you hours. I mean, I think it saves me hours. Like if I work on a gameplay intensive thing, it can save me hours in one day, I think. Because I don't have to... I mean, you could also do it differently. You could also have like a smart save system that just saves your game and then boots up your game and then moves your player to that exact state. That you can also have. And that's good, because then you have a good save system that really works. But I also like using it for doing editor tools, which I wouldn't have that kind of state for. So I think it's just very good. Okay, so if I go back to my... Oh my god, no one saw this. I copy-pasted the code and it says game DLL. Oh, that was silly. We can use the full path even maybe. Yeah, that's gonna work better now. So if we go back to the game code, we pop open this. Then we just make one change to it. Then nothing happened. Okay, let's check the version file again. We recompile over and over. Okay, of course the version file will change. So actually the generated files that are part of the compile must be excluded from this, because this and this one constantly change. But that's fine. I can manually exclude them. The other ones are nice and stable now. It was just me being silly. Why did the game crash now? Though, whatever, I can just restart it. So I am wondering, aha, maybe that one. Okay, so let's go back to game.odin, pull this thing up, make a change, save. Now it's constantly saying, please recompile this one, because the dates no longer match. Okay, let's do that then. Let's go to... How do I run a system command in the best way? I think I can just run libc.system maybe. And it will execute build hot reload.bat, and then we return here, because when this finishes, you don't know, well, actually it doesn't matter. You can just run one frame if you want. Might even look better. It might glitch less to run. No, actually, let's just return true. So this is if the window should close or not. We need to import that guy. Import core lib. What is it called? libc. Core c libc. Okay. Now it hot reloaded in that. So now maybe if we change this is the default height of the... There you go. It's not super fast, but it did everything in the background. I would say it's not fast at all. What is it doing? Now it's stuck in a loop now. Why did it get stuck in a loop? Oh wait, it's constantly, yeah, I must exclude those two files from the, if a equals atlas.odin or a equals, well, a.name, or a.name equals, what is it called? File version.odin. Then please do not put those in the list, because that's bad. Okay, the Atlas is gone. Developer is asking, how many hot reloads have you implemented? I just implemented it in my last game. Which is almost exactly the same code, like this code here is from my last game, which I just copied into this game. It's almost no difference. Now I'm just doing a funny thing where I detect that a file has changed and issue this sort of hot reload based on that. Okay, so there I say it's save and it sort of does some stuff. It's not super fast, really, but that's because, you know, if I hit this one, then that takes a little while as well. I think part of it is probably that the Atlas builder and the that like it generates the Atlas. If I didn't do, well, I need to do this stuff, otherwise it won't work very well. Yeah, it's a bit faster if I don't generate Atlas, because it's but I was thinking maybe we can do a special one where we feed something into the hot reload file and tell it, should it rebuild just the code or just the Atlas stuff? Well, should it include Atlas stuff or not? But you see, that's already done. That works, because I mean, I can now go clear background. No, my code editor has been very big the whole time. Clear background. Oh, it's in case sensitive mode. That's why it's so weird. If I just save that, then it just does some stuff and then it recompiles. So that's all good. Sure, we can make it a tiny bit faster if you want to, but it, you know, it's essentially doing the same thing that I mean, when I want to recompile the game from in the editor, I press F7, which runs this batch file. This does exactly the same thing, but it detects it from within the game. I'm not sure how fast or slow this checking for modification time is. So yeah, I'm like developer ask. I get the last write time. I ask the OS here. I don't know how much time this takes, but I mean, it doesn't impact the gameplay of the game, so that's fine. But now let's get to the other stuff I wanted to do, which was also in this include the ASprite files, because those are built into an Atlas that also has metadata that needs to be part of the what's it called? It needs to be part of the no, so the question is if I'm ticking it. I'm not ticking it. I just have I generate file versions.odin. It says the absolute path to each Odin file and the date modification time it had when it generated this file. And then in game update I loop over this array, right? And then I take the path and I check the write time again. And then if it's different from the one stored in the array, then I just run this thing here. That's all it does. So, but let's add in the asprite files, because that's actually what I wanted. And then later maybe I can look at if I can add so that yeah, I want this specifically when I'm autofocus, because I will be working in asprite and I will be changing these and saving, and then it will update the game directly. But like I said, I have a bit of a weird situation where it recompiles the game in order to generate my atlas, but maybe we can fix that too later. Odin file, oh well, all files, files in folder, files in this folder. Okay, so we get all the files in this folder, and then we go into, what's it called? Is it called source? Then we go into source assets, and source assets. These are the asprite files. So if they're .as or strings.has suffix a.name.asprite. To get the modification time again, I think that's it, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. There's the asprite files also. And I think that's done now, because now it will automatically start checking these. So now I can go to asprite and I can just paint in this one, save it. And it didn't. No, wait, this one I'm not using. Paint a bit in this one, save. There, it updated. Like I said, it's not super fast right now, but we can probably improve it a lot. Just paint over all these. Yeah. So the problem was, just before this stream, I was sitting and I was painting in this here, and I was saving it, and then I had to go, because it needed to go, well, this one is up here, I think, because it needed to go into the, because I need to recompile my game to reload the atlas. I had to go to the code editor, press F7, but now I can have the game here. Running, and it's just, this is like, I mean, this is fast enough for me for you doing graphics, but yeah, I wonder if it's no, but that's actually all good then. So I'm quite happy with that, actually. Now I can just do whatever. I can go and find Odin doesn't have an, well, the chat asks if Odin comes with something to do audio. Yeah, you have in, well, not in the standard library, but in the vendor library, you have mini audio. Well, yeah, there is. I can show programs Odin. In this, here's the vendor folder. These are all built, like it ships with bindings to these libraries, and they also come with the libraries themselves, so you can just import them and they work. And in here you have mini audio that you can use. Also, Raylib uses mini audio, so you can either use Raylib to play audio or use mini audio directly. Mini audio is a bit more low level, or you can use Raylib if you just want to like play file, something like that. Okay, good. Can I make this faster somehow, is the question. How can I make it faster? Well, it's obvious how I can make it faster, but it's a bit annoying, perhaps. Yeah, if you use raylib, chat is asking how you can load a wave. You can just run rl.loadWave, give it a file name, and you get the wave, and then you can you can use load sound. Take a file name, get a sound, run play sound, and then sound plays. The only thing you need to do is at your start application, you need to also run init audio device. And then you're done. But that's if you go via raylib. I don't know how to do it via mini audio, but directly. But that's more low level. Maybe then you have to load the file manually or something. Can I make this faster somehow? Well, I know one way. I could Mempo asks if Sublime have autocomplete for Odin. Yes, you can install OLS. I think I don't have a short video on it. I just have a live stream where I did it. But then you can do like rl.load sound, blah, blah, blah. It's an Odin language server that runs in the background and sort of does things for you. But you can use it in VS Code also, but if you want to use Sublime, it's possible. It's just sometimes it's a bit tricky to set up. I don't know why. It's just a bit. There's a few different moving parts to do, but it's all doable. I had to do a few tries before I got it working. Let me maybe just first do a thing where I don't rebuild Atlas when I change the code, because that will make it faster, because currently we have like that and slow. So let's just, how do I in a batch file add a checking Okay, we've got some nice go-to stuff here for the batch file. I found this on the internet here. So, if 1 equals, I guess this is, well, so skip Atlas builder. Try this. Like that. So now, if I change this, it's still slow probably. Okay. Oh, it's like F, if. Okay. That's good. So then maybe at my build hot reload I can write skip atlas builder now. And then I go down here to clear background again. I just use the clear background because it's easy to see if it works. Yeah, that's faster. That is faster. But it should not do that if, like if I change the, if I do this and save, then this currently doesn't work because it skips the atlas generation. So we will build hot reload. We will do like this. cmd equals fmt.f, no, print, and then we use, no, f print, I mean, no, I meant this, and then I can do I do a temp print to a string is what I wanted to do. It's silly here. And then I check the if it's an odin file, if it has the suffix, if a.path has the suffix odin, then we write skip, what was it? Skip atlas builder. Skip atlas builder, otherwise we write nothing. Space. Oh yeah, and then we put the cmd in here. Ah. Alright, so now I can do clear background. I can do this, save, make changes, go back. We can go to A-Sprite and we can paint some stuff, save, and there it comes. So it's faster when you just change code, because then it doesn't touch the atlas. Which should be fine, because it's only if you change the A-Sprite files that I want to remake the atlas, or if you added new files that should be included in the atlas, but then you can do a manual recompile from within Sublime by hitting F7, which will do everything. So I'm pretty happy with that actually. So I just wanted this so that I can sit with my game like this, and I was just trying to paint these things a bit here. Maybe I want to change this so it's like this, because before this I had to go back into the game all the time. This one I think should be a bit more like that. Change there. Cool. Nice. I've been working also on my little editor here. So I have It has a serializer and stuff now, so I can do stuff in here like this. And I can go back to the game, and there it is. It's actually reloading the level right now. Wait, how does it remember where the player is? Ah, because it's hacked in right now. So you can do stuff like this. Ooh. Little hill here. There you go. A little hill you can get up to. I see that there is. It's nothing here. I think that's just because. Let's go to the editor and find that. Edit mode objects. Ah, these should not have a number. This is the sort key, but I removed that. So it should not be needed anymore. Where is this number should go? Also now there is appear two things here. There you go. There's your tree you can place wherever you like. Look at that. Maybe put a tree here. Maybe we put a nice little tree there. There's also a small tree in the tile set. The tiles needs to be. I made it so that these actually don't need to be aligned, which is a bit cheating, I guess. But yeah. And here is the cat. This is very important. This is the cat tree. I can move it maybe so it's sort of sits neatly here, perhaps. This is where the cat lives. It lives in a cat tree. I'm gonna make an animation any day now where it can climb up and down. But now that I have this, I need to work on some gameplay stuff. I was thinking of adding maybe some abilities to maybe climb down a rope or something to some to get to some secret cave or something like that. And then I want to build a dialogue system. It's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be like sort of little like a top-down Zelda-ish game, but it's more of sort of an adventure game where you find things and traverse the environments, and then it also will have some dialogue. I mean, if you played Cat and Onion, it might be a bit similar, but it's gonna have maybe a bit more focus on slightly more open world and items you can find to go back to other areas before and explore them and stuff. So we'll see. But anyways, I'm quite happy with this now. I can one thing I will look into is if I can maybe split the atlas out to a separate thingy, so that the atlas actually because the atlas is two parts, right? The atlas is both. Oops, did not mean to do that. The atlas is both this file. The atlas is this file, but also the atlas generator makes atlas.odin, which is the metadata of where are the glyphs. Like there's text in the atlas, for example. Where is each letter? And then it has info like where are the different tiles in the atlas. So the tiles have like IDs, and it says the bottom, I think. Yeah, here it says where is each tile. This is the coordinates into the picture. You can see all of them are 16 by 16. And there is textures that are not part of the tile set, which is more of like the player character animation. And this tree here, for example, the tree is here, and then the cat tree is here, and the stuff. And those are also different rects. So all this metadata, I was thinking maybe I can put that into a separate DLL that I load, so I can hot reload only that, because then I can just rebuild the atlas and load the DLL with the atlas and the stuff. I don't know. Hello, Leander. Leander asks if I polling with Windows Stat or just using the Windows File Watcher. I'm just polling it with, and I got it working here. You can save this and it just does something, and then now it didn't work. What happened? Wah, wah. Oh? Oh? What is it? It's stuck in a loop. Odin build takes a package as its first argument. I know. Main hot reload. No. Build hot reload. What's it? It worked just now. Now it's just like, now it just went crazy. Odin build takes a package as its first argument. Yeah, I know. It is. Oh, I think it's. No, I'm just gonna check here. Go into the file version builder, file monitor builder. Huh? I don't understand anything. How can this one be called file monitor builder? It has worked. Did I hit Control Z or something? So it boom, there. I think I accidentally hit Control Z inside it, and it undid my stuff. So essentially it, so you save that and then you see it updates in the game over here. And that what this thing is actually does, it's running my batch file that recompiles the whole game, and then it notices that it has changed, so it will reload the DLL. And the only thing it does is what's it called, write time. Yeah, it runs over all the files and it checks last write time by name. I don't know, this might not be the fastest thing ever, who knows, but it seems to be working fine from now. I don't know how many files there will be anyways in the end, so it might always be fine to do this all the time. Since you joined late, the file versions is actually, as part of this batch file, it builds a program called file version builder, and then it runs that program. And what that program does is outputs file version.odin, which is this one, that says here are all the Odin files and all the Sprite files, and here are the modification dates. And then it so that's what this program does. It just runs as part of the build process a program to generate a list of all the files with the modification date, so it has something to check against. I could at startup of the program have checked, like, okay, you find all the Odin file on the Sprite files, note the modification time. I could have done that. It's just that then I get an absolute path on disk, and it doesn't matter where they are actually. This might be a slightly more robust, but yeah, doesn't really. I think you can do both ways, really. All right. I think that's I think that's all I wanted to do today, because I just want to do a short little stream where I do something practical that's fun. But yeah, I think anyone can do something like this as long as your game compiles fast enough. This game compiles in like a second maybe, so that's fine to do this, really, I think. And I mean, before I'd gone back to my game, it has sort of recompiled and reloaded, so it's all fine. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I got a long delta time there, so I held up arrow or down arrow, and then, but I think I can fix that, I think. It's the get frame time, this one. Gets very big just after hot reload because it stalls for a while. But I can just, I have a, what you can do then is in hot reloaded here, I could set a flag that it just hot reloaded. Please ignore the delta time for the next frame. Or like make it small for the next frame. So then you can do that. Okay, but that's all I wanted to do today. Yeah, I think you could do this with Windows File Watcher, but like you say, it is way more complicated, and unless this has troubling performance, maybe if you make a big game engine with a file explorer where you have thousands of files in the game, then maybe you want to have that so that you can track, like, usually have your own sort of the tab with the files in your game engine. Like in Unity you have your file explorer of your assets. Then it might get slow, I guess, if you're just polling everything in the whole game. But in my case it's like what is it right now? File version. This is currently at 27 files. I don't know, maybe it will be, I think this might be fine even if it's 200 files, which is good upper limit maybe for the game. I don't know. But as I said, I'll try to look into splitting out the Atlas construction to a separate DLL maybe. So we get that separate. But anyways, that's it for today. Thanks everyone for watching. If anyone is a patron and has source code access, then I will post a link in the, well, actually let me commit this right now. File version recompile on .odin and .ace changes. So push that, and then I just go to my, this is the repository here. This repository you get access to if you're one of the fancy patrons. Ended at commit. There you go. I will put the commit also in the video description. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Have a good day.